Are y'all married, you and your wife?
No.
Y'all living in sin.
Living in sin. Yeah.
Theo.
Living in sin.
Living in sin. So
They are.
Living in sin.
So
Well,
what
we have
about the
tattoos.
motor? I'm worried about your.
Yeah, tattoo doesn't count.
I'm worried about your motor, Lewis.
Living in sin.
They are, brother.
Yeah.
What planet are you on?
Southern accent.
Planet Earth, man. Him and his gal are living in sin, apparently. They have a young lady.
Are you all right with
They
that?
have a
though?
daughter.
You all right with that, Theo?
I mean, I wouldn't do it. I'm okay with him doing it.
Right.
You
A lot of
serious?
people.
Yeah.
How old are you?
36.
A lot of people live in
36?
sin.
I'm an
You look
adult
pretty
male.
good, man.
Thanks,
Wow,
dude. I
yeah.
feel like I look okay.
No, you do. I wouldn't have thought 36.
I think it's part. It's
Wow,
smart. I think
I'm
it's smart
stunned.
to live in sin for a while to kind of test it out a little bit, see what it's all about.
Yeah.
Right.
I want the
Yeah.
old fashioned way. You go in there,
Not
just
knowing
burn down in
anything?
flames and just fucking ruin it all.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I miss. I don't like this test drive society we live in now.
I like it.
What do you mean test drive society we live in now?
Were you?
It's been going on.
Since
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
This is not a
Okay,
new
it didn't
concept.
happen last Thursday.
Yeah, maybe.
We didn't just move in.
Yeah, maybe I just missed it.
Well,
I
good
just
luck. No, well, good luck.
Yeah.
It'll be good. You'll enjoy it. I've tried every different which way. I can guarantee you none of them work.
I think
Have you?
Yeah.
I think if
I did the 8-9 months. I mean, this is true.
Marriage?
No. Oh, I did marriage. It was like this so fast it would make your head spin.
fast marriages.
Wait, you were married once, Lewis?
Yeah, for about 8 seconds.
Wow.
How long
Rodeo
was it
marriage,
really,
huh?
actually?
How long for
were you
real?
married for real to her?
I got married in
Oh, he's closing his eyes to try to
October.
figure this out.
That's how
I got-
adults think, dude.
no
Why are you busting loose?
Sorry.
adults.
Yeah, you're an adult.
No,
I'm
I
a-
am. Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
Okay.
Adults.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
he didn't say that's how seniors flinch.
Well, his
Look,
first
it's
question.
better than what this guy's doing over here with his raising a child out there in the frickin' ninth circle of Hades. Go on.
I got married in October, and by the September of the next year,
So you didn't make a year.
I said, you didn't really want to get married, so let's call this thing off.
Wow. And she agreed right away? She said, you're right? Like, you knew it?
2 more months. She was
She was like,
she agreed.
Perfect.
How many years ago was that? If you don't
was,
mind me asking.
I was 26.
Oh,
so-
geez. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I was 26.
So you got married too young, probably.
No, I didn't want God to think that I was sinning. So instead of God being upset, I just took the knife and shoved it into my own stomach. Here, this will tell you, this is. I do believe in God in a certain fashion, and I literally walked out of. We got married in kind of a civil ceremony. Her parents were there. That's never a good sign. Her parents there. My parents are there. My brother, her sister, and my brother and I walk out when it's finished. We're the first ones to come through the door. There is literally a prisoner who's standing there between 2 Maryland cops, shackled to both cops. Wow. Full shackling. Wow. And getting ready to go in to get married. And I turned to my brother and went, I think when God sends you a message, it's really clear. And that was the beginning of the end. That was when I knew that a terrible mistake had been made.
Really?
Do you think it was going to fail no matter what? Do you think there's something wrong with you where you couldn't like make a marriage work?
You want me to tell you? I'll tell you the story. I barely told the story. I've told it in the book. It took a long time for me to tell it. But I married a woman, and she said that she basically said that, and we'd been together for 2 years, and she was pregnant, and she said that the baby was my baby, and it wasn't my baby. So that was the.
Well, that
Do you ever go back and look at the baby to make sure?
Oh, here's how.
Because I wouldn't be able to sleep at night sometimes thinking the baby might look like me one day.
If the baby looked like me, then I would have used it for other purposes, such as like Gallagher 2.
Yeah.
I knew 2 reasons. I knew one, my father said, because my father's very astute. My father's got a good visual sense. He said when he found out, when I told him, he said, "Wow." He said, I always wondered." He said, because nobody on either side of the family has those ears.
Wow.
Of a baby.
Wait, Lou, I'm sorry. I'm just. So when the baby was born, you thought it was your baby?
Yeah.
And were you guys married at this point?
Yeah.
So when did
Because
you
I
find
was
that it
doing the
wasn't?
right thing.
You were doing the right thing.
I was doing the right thing.
Baby
And I
comes
also,
out, doesn't have the right ears.
And also, I kind of knew it was. I kept thinking this is really too close. it would have had to have been like the 8-ball in the corner pocket coming off of 2 things and another
Right.
ball, and then fucking. It would have really taken a hell of a pool cue.
Like the semen distance, like from date of inception or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it was it was literally. It was tight, and I thought, well, but she didn't. There was no sense.
But you're crafty. You could do it.
Yeah, and I've got smart sperm.
Yeah.
And they lived through everything.
I got a million questions.
This is crazy.
I got a million questions.
Because
Yeah, it's kind of sad. It's heartbreaking a little bit.
Did she believe that you were the father, or was she playing you the whole time?
She was playing me.
Oh.
Wow.
I mean, not solidly playing me, but she was very manipulative in the sense that she certainly had an idea that it could have been somebody else's.
And she never told that to you.
She'd already gotten into a relationship with somebody else during the course of the summer before I went off to drama school.
Okay.
And I was in drama school at the time.
Oh, she came back all fired up.
And she told me, and I figured it was like one of those moments. This is the pisser. This is when you're in a relationship, and one of you is going to have to move, and the other one is going to stay, or who the other one's moving, and you know that the relationship's over, and you both know that this is going to be it.
Yeah.
So. This is, it'll take a little time, it'll probably 6 to 8 weeks, but it'll be a natural, and you won't have to sit there and go through the nonsense of should we or shouldn't we. It'll be done.
Yeah.
Because I'm about 400 miles away, so that's got to work. Well, she calls me up and tells me she's pregnant, and then that was that. And
How long did you believe it was your baby until you confirmed it was not?
Until I believed it was my baby through, the baby was born in July. And I believed the baby was mine until she came through at Thanksgiving and said that it wasn't.
Did you ever hold the baby thinking it was your baby?
Oh, yeah.
Of course. I mean, your family thought like, oh, congratulations, we're grandparents.
I got to jump in again. I got another question.
Fuck.
Now, that's fucked up because, when you hold your
Louis had
kid
a
for the
fake
first
baby.
time,
It's emotional.
it's emotional and you have that bond immediately. So how'd you play that out?
Well,
This is holy shit.
The bond was. Here's the difference.
Okay.
Because I think that in order for that bond to totally work, at least from my perspective, because at that point, I was already starting to feel uncomfortable with her. That I was feeling like something I didn't know what it was.
Something was awry.
Something didn't make
awry,
sense.
And so it was like and here's another. So that was part of the I didn't get. You don't get the full bond. It's not like there's that. There wasn't a sense of total share going on.
Gotcha.
And then what made it even worse was that summer, I would work 3 hours in the morning. Doing creative dramatics with children. I was quite a marvelous teacher.
I bet you were, man. I bet they really loved you.
It was good. No, it was really. We did some stuff that was unbelievable with kids in the in terms of shows we put on.
Yeah,
So-
not in terms of housing them up with their mom out of marriage, huh?
No, no. Instead, the guy who would direct the plays. One day, we're driving to do the show. We're doing the show for the first time, and he goes, "Do you want to do some acid?" And I went, "What?" He said, "I just took mine an hour ago. It's phenomenal."
That's awesome.
So it's that kind of. That was,
Yeah,
it was
that's
that
America.
kind. So
Mine an hour ago. It's phenomenal.
so
how you do
I'm
it.
working 3 hours in the morning, and then I come home, and now the baby's with me from 12 until 12 at night, practically.
Oh, my God.
So I'm the primary
But not your
caregiver,
baby.
and not my baby, and not really share. That's like, I mean, this is a hell of a thing to say, but I don't mean it in any fashion, but. I can understand some. I'm educated and been taught, and there's things I can understand how someone snaps who is alone, and it's the baby is screaming. I mean, my baby was colicky. The baby was colicky.
Did you try and
What upset me was the name. I mean, naming the baby. That upset me at the
What's
end
the name
more
of the
than
baby?
anything else.
Yeah.
Huh?
What's the name of the baby?
I can't. I don't want to
Is
say.
it Daniel?
No, it's obviously Louis Jr.
No.
Okay.
I thought it was Daniel.
No, but I would
Because I know a kid named
don't.
Daniel.
I understand what you're
And
saying.
you have no contact at all with these people anymore.
No.
Not the
Do
baby.
you ever find out through Facebook? You know how like you always
Okay,
you look at Facebook and wonder what exes are doing or something. Do you look this stuff up?
She had gotten in touch with me, and this is just extraordinary. She came through about 3 years after the baby was born. She came to New York and apologized.
Oh, okay.
That was the first apology. That was the first time she apologized. Really apologized.
Do you ever wish, like even just in moments or whatever, that the child was yours because you don't have any kids?
No. No, because there was no. I think that is, I didn't have an ultimate drive to have children.
Right.
That was. I know guys. I want to have a kid.
Yeah.
There are people I know. I've got friends, and that's. I never had that, but I've met women that I thought, in my life that I thought I would have a child. If things had been different, I could see having a child with that woman.
Right.
And if that were the case, yeah. If she was someone that then I would regret it. But this is someone who was a cunt.
Is she with the kid's father now?
Was it said?
Excuse me, that was a capital K.
Yeah.
K-U-N-T, comedy cunt.
Was it said when you finally had to release the baby as emotionally like, okay, this is
No, because the release.
Release it? It's not a dove.
Well, you know what I mean. But I mean, I get,
Like they let it off a chimney over
I guess
Astoria.
I guess release your emotions and all but I think I get what Louis is saying. I think the whole time when you're holding the kid, even you're like, man, something's not right here. Something just doesn't seem.
Was not. What it was when she told me.
Yeah.
First thing that happened when she told me in November, the whole thing that I didn't understand cleared up.
Right, there you go.
It was like all of a sudden my brain went, oh. Then I had to deal with. Then I had to deal with it because you really go. Then you go. If I made that choice, how fucking dumb am I?
Right.
What the fuck's the matter with me? I'm an insane person. Why would anybody put themselves? I put myself in this position. What's wrong with me?
Right.
But then we had the blood. Now, when we did the blood test, this was unbelievable because this is how long ago. No DNA.
Wow.
They didn't have DNA?
They didn't. No DNA test. So it wasn't like a clear.
Right.
So there had to be.
They would just look at the
No, they would basically
blood
types.
Yeah,
right.
Which
Type.
meant that if he and I had the same blood type, we'd never know.
Close enough.
Right.
But we would have known during DNA, and I also was ready to go. Okay, you're right. Bye.
Ooh, this is getting good. It's like a mystery.
So that came back, and it was like 98% because of
That it wasn't your kid.
It wasn't my kid.
Oh.
Because they had a totally different, and that was at the point I went, you fucking idiot! You didn't have a blood test with this guy. There are blood tests. There are blood types that you could have a real problem.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to have a blood test.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she did it with him, but you're sitting there going, wow, that is just cray-cray.
So now I know why you never were a father or got married.
That's
you
crazy.
had a horrendous experience at 26 years old.
Yeah, it's like you'd be a cool dad.
It's like double confirmed. And when my daughter was born, she looked just like my father, which was fucking disgusting. Thank God she's beautiful now. She looks like her mom now. But
How are the years?
her ears are good.
No, I mean the years matched up though.
The
With
ears
somebody in your
matched up.
family.
Yeah,
Ears match the drapes,
she's
huh?
got your
That's the
classic
best part of the story. That
Oh,
Lewis's
my God.
father goes, the years, man.
But
There's no
that's a
way.
dad. That's some intuition right there. That's some father, intuition.
And then the other thing, talk about what they did with us. That was probably as traumatic as anything. We go in there, the baby is there. They draw blood from the baby. They draw blood from me. They draw blood from her. They draw blood from the other guy.
Yeah.
And what makes the whole story worse is
They drink it.
He's
And then somebody just yells if everybody's related or not. It's like a medieval test.
God, you needed Maury Povich.
I'm joking.
No, that's good.
This
though.
was
I
perfect
like
for
it. Don't worry
Maury.
about it. He's a mime.
Yeah.
The guy who she went for the mime.
He's a mime.
He was a mime.
So you were so close.
He's a
Did
mime.
are they together now? You think? Do
No.
they try to get back together?
No, and she
They
got
can't get together.
No,
Yeah, he's
no, it's the whole
trapped
thing
in a
has been. I mean, the whole thing afterwards was weird.
Yeah.
No, they lasted a few years. That was it went up in smoke. Then he got in touch with me.
Who?
The
mime?
The mime.
Oh,
Because
my
he said-
God.
What are you talking to
He
mimes
wanted
for?
Well, because
Right, because he was the father.
He was the father, and he called me up to see if I would.
If he could open for you?
Wow. Dude, don't laugh
Wow,
like
that
that.
was
dude.
good.
That
guy-
sums up your business right
Wow,
there.
it
'Cause
really does.
That could easily have
I
happened.
really feel sad for you, Lewis. He open for you? Yeah. No, it's true. That was so. Both that and the drinking of the blood, I'm going to remember. So, so he calls me up to get a. He wants to know, will I be a witness in court for him against her because he's trying to get custody of the child.
Oh, shit.
So I'm kind of going, well, I'm like, are you kidding? Now, part of me is going, yeah. Fuck,
Right, you wanna
fuck
help.
her.
Right.
Because I just, at that point on, too, I thought during the blood test, this is what I did think. Whatever my bonding with the child was, if the child was mine, she wasn't going to get near that kid again.
Okay,
Because
so
what
you were
she'd
leaving.
already done
You were
was
leaving with the kid.
horrific.
Yeah, yeah.
And I couldn't trust her with my child.
Right.
No.
But now he calls and I said, yeah, call me back. Nothing ever came of it. But just the fact that it's like, you're trying, you basically bringing something like that to a close is not easy to begin with. So to have people come along every couple of years and rattle your cage,
Yeah.
it's like fucking A.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then
Jesus.
then she said, she teaches theater and was like, can you come talk to students? She sent me an email. It's
Jesus.
like, and
The
so then
lady
I
did?
Yeah, and I
What
didn't
anything to
respond.
do with you?
I
Yeah.
stopped responding.
That was years later.
God, who fucks a mime, too? That's insane.
That's insane.
You got
Like, that's wild.